This is the second video about reliability and maintenance management beliefs. And in this video, I like to talk about two more beliefs. In the first one, I talked about reliability drives down cost. It's never the other way around. And it also improves safety. And that is something you have to have as a foundation, basically, when you start your improvement initiatives. In this video, I'd like to talk about something that is very important actually. It says that people cannot be more productive than the system they work in allows them to be. It's right out of Demming's book from the beginning of the 1990s. And I read a lot of books. And that book of Dr. W. Edward Demming is one of the books that has influenced me in my career the mostly. So I take it back sometimes and reread much of it. And it says that, you have to set up a system that people can be productive in. And even with good skills and goodwill, people cannot actually become more productive than what that system allows them to be. An example can be that a lot of skills training is wasted because of the fact that they might work in a reactive work system. And then they have been trained in how to do things to precision, align to precision, balance to precision, and many other examples. But they can't use those skills because the system is reactive. So there is not time for them to do the alignment, for example, with precision, even if they know how to do it and even if they absolutely want to do it. Because it's often very, very urgent when you have a reactive job to do. Belief number 3 is also important, of course, and that is that it's the leadership obligation to develop, communicate, and coach the implementation of these processes. And one of the most important things is you can also do is then to describe what are these processes. We use a model that you are more than welcome to copy and use from. And you can see that in the slide that is included in this video. It starts with a market that drives your production plan. And that production plan will then give certain, what I call maintenance windows you can use in maintenance to do certain maintenance work that requires that the equipment is down because it's out of production for different reasons. It could be scheduled shutdowns, it could even be a breakdown, it could be many other things. And when you do that, that means that you plan and schedule work. And when you do that, you have actually set the system right so people can do a much more efficient jobs. And when they've done the job, they need to record what they've done, and you use that information with triggers to find out what are we going to do root cause problem eliminations on. You can't do that on everything. You have to be selective in which ones you're going to do the root causes on. Anyway, when you do these things, you are in the green circle in that slide, and that is the circle of continuous improvement. Unfortunately, many maintenance organizations work in the red circle, which is the circle of despair. That means that for some reason you had to react to a job, so you couldn't plan and schedule it. Actually, you could have planned it, but you could definitely not have scheduled it on a timely fashion. You have to go out and do the job very quickly, and that means that in short time you have to get the equipment up running very quickly. And that means that you often have to return and do the job over again. You have repeat jobs coming up. And that circle keeps on repeating itself. And more you work in that circle, well, the less you will be working in the circle of continuous improvement. You shouldn't have more than about 10% of work in that circle on a weekly and daily basis. While during a shutdown, that is different than you should have it less than 5%. So how are you going to fix that? Well, you have to look at what you can do with maintenance prevention, and that includes lubrication, filtration, alignment, etc., as you can see in the upper left corner of the slide. You also need to have a process for priorities. How do you set priorities? What is a priority number 1, etc.? And you have to have also condition monitoring, including everything from acoustic emission to vibration analysis to oil analysis, and also look, listen, feel, smell type of basic inspections. If you prioritize right and you also find failures earlier than they will have a breakdown, then in that case you have given someone time to do planning. And when a planner is going to plan, they need, among other things, a technical database, which is standard job descriptions. It is a bill of materials, so they don't need to waste time looking for spare parts or even buying spare parts. And that is then the interface with the store. And the maintenance planning and scheduling process, or the work management process, is described in the upper corner in a very, very brief way. Okay, if you then do all these things, then you most probably get into the circle of continuous improvement. And when you have defined these very well and you described it so people understand what these processes are, you also have to go deeper in these and say, okay, what are the elements of our preventive maintenance process? What are the elements of the work management process, etc., etc. At IDCON we've done that, and we do our assessments based on that, and it ended up in about 200 elements. That is, each of them are analyzed and rated for an organization. And when you start using a tool like that, you will actually have a very well-defined basis for reliability and maintenance management strategy. You will also have a tool you can use to drive improvements and also to measure the progress towards your goals. More of that in other Belief videos. Thank you.